I really enjoy your company.
Do you?
Yeah. Well, that's why I've come round to see you again today.
It was a very romantic story of these two people, these sort of oddballs that found each other and that wouldn't be right for anyone else but each other.
I feel as though I could talk to you about anything and everything, even though we hardly know each other, which is quite unusual for me.
Well, to be honest, it's most unusual for me too.
Is it?
Oh, highly unusual.
Two characters that you could never imagine finding their other half were clearly finding something in the other, and that was the beginning of it, really.
But after just a handful of dates, Hayley decided to share a shocking secret with Roy.
Should we take coffee upstairs in my flat?
He had a twinkle in his eye that you'd never seen before, and so you were just like, right, here it is.
I'm sorry, Roy.
I've said something I shouldn't.
No, it's me.
And then, of course, the bombshell.
I'm a transsexual. I mean, I'm not a female by birth, Roy, but by choice.
Roy's very black and white about stuff quite often. He's actually very straight.
I'd like you to leave.
So he couldn't really compute what was going on. And they did split.
Right.
But he knew that he was more of a human being with this other person than on his own.
I am very sorry I have offended you. I did not mean to. The news that you were a man
Roy.
Came as something of a surprise.
You know, Hayley represented that sort of missing part for Roy.
I hope we can continue to be friends and companions. Yours faithfully, Roy. Cropper.
Because it was written so well, and because we had this chemistry, Julie and I, they thought, well, these two have got to stay together. You know, there's more.
And did you know, in sort of find me interesting at all?
Very.
The strength that they had together was phenomenal. And I think that's just why it worked so much, because the love was there and it's just a thing of beauty.
Perhaps if I kissed you.
I don't mind.
Royston. In 1999, a year after their first date, the unlikely lovebirds were blessed by a local curate in Roy's Rolls.
I will.
Then 11 years later, Roy and Hayley were finally legally able to have the romantic wedding day they'd always dreamed about.
Over the 25 years, what has changed is just generally people, I think, are more accepting of just how people are, rather than ostracising people.
I love you.
You know, there's still work to be done, but they made a difference, and I think they made a difference in a very good way.
Bye.
You are my favourite couple, do you know?
Thank you.
Roy,
Yes?
what have you done with the salt?
When Roy started working in the cafe in 1997,
Stops them getting damp, clogging in the tops.
it was clear he'd found his true calling.
More bacon, please, Roy.
Oh, it's on.
Eventually buying the business and putting his own stamp on a Coronation Street institution.
I'm sorry to keep going on about the new name for the cafe, Gail.
Oh, you're changing the name.
What? Thinking about it.
I was responsible for the name, just as an off-the-cuff thing.
You're not going to call it after a blinking car.
No, but you could turn it round, couldn't you? And call it Roy's Rolls, as in sandwiches.